say I can't do that much for her. Deep down inside, she know I adore her. I done been in love, I can tell you love hurts. I was wondering if I can make you mine. Let's go get high, let the time fly. I don't wanna see nobody but her. Raw back cat, we smoking good, sure. He bitch on rice, you won't pull skins with me.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on half head of highlights similar to what's done on this mannequin. I'm going to be doing a beginning to end video. So thank you for watching and I hope you like it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so we're just gonna jump right into the video. I am using 30 the volume developer, 40 the volume developer, and BW powder. You can get all of these things from the beauty spot store. Of course, we're gonna need clips, brushes, and combs, and a dyeing brush. I'm gonna need a dyeing bowl, and I'm gonna use foils for this method. And of course, you should always wear gloves just to make sure your hands are protected because this stuff go ahead and put is 2 scoops of the BW powder in the bowl. And we're going to go ahead and pour the 30 volume developer in the bowl with the 2 scoops of powder. So you should pour to your liking. It should not be too thick. So it should not be too thick. You're going to mix it up. Mix, mix, mix. Keep mixing until it's pretty mixed in. It should not look like this. It should not be thick. And if it looks like this, you need to pour more. So pour a little bit more. And mix that up as well. It should be, the paste should be really smooth. Like it shouldn't be any clumps in it. It should be really smooth, easy to apply type of deal. So it may seem like you're mixing for a while, but you're not. Mixing is important. The consistency of the paste is important. It all plays a major role in the outcome of your look. So we're gonna go ahead and put the wig on the mannequin head. Make sure you use pins if you have pins just to hold the wig in place. I love using pins because it just helped me control the hair when I'm doing it. So I advise you to use pins if you have some. Okay, I'm sorry you all, I did not show you all how I parted the wig like this, but it was very simple. I did a part down the middle and then I did a part from ear to ear. I'm only working with the top right and left half. I'm not dyeing the back of the hair at all. These are just top highlights. So I did go ahead and comb out the hairline. I parted out a line down the hairline. It does not have to be thick, just a thin line because you're not going to dye that. You do not want to dye the edges of the hairline. The next piece of hair that I'm going to part out is the piece that I'm going to dye. So I'm going to part out this piece in a diagonal, and I'm going to make sure that I keep the hairline and this piece that I'm going to dye separate. It needs to be separate because I do not want to dye the hairline. So I'm just going to go in with the end of my comb, and I'm going to just weave in and out, in and out, in and out. And I'm going to keep the top half in my hand, and I'm going to drop the bottom half. The bottom half is not going to be colored. Only the top part is going to be colored that I kept in my hand. And I'm going to just start from the top to bottom. I'm going to go from top to bottom, coloring the hair that I kept in my hand. Now, it is okay if you cannot get the roots and just get it all perfect, because highlights aren't perfect. They are perfect, but they aren't perfect to the point where we need the whole strand highlighted. If we can get as close to the root as possible, that's great. We're going to make sure that we do not get any dye on the bottom half of that hair because we need only what's in our hand to be highlighted. So we're just going to work this color in here, make sure all strands are saturated, and we're going to make sure we're working neat. We're also going to just go in now with the foil. The foil is just to secure your hair, make sure the hair is processing well, and make sure it's just separated from all the rest of the hair so the highlights can show. We need these highlights to pop. So make sure that your foil is nicely folded and make sure it's just out of the way so we can work on our next section. So for my next section, I'm going to go right in. This next section, I'm actually not going to be highlighting this section. This is just a transitional piece. So I'm going to go in and make a diagonal above my last piece that I just highlighted. I'm going to make sure that it's straight. This is just my separational piece. You can highlight every part if you want, depending on how you want your highlights to look. But I don't want my highlights to be too much, so I tend to skip a piece when I'm highlighting. But this next piece here above my last part, I'm going to highlight. The middle piece I'm not. So we're just going to comb that down. We're not going to worry about that. So we're just going to go right in with the piece that I'm going to highlight. We're going to make sure that we keep it separated from the middle piece, because again, we do not want any color on that. We're going to go right in with our weaving technique, and we're going to drop the bottom half, keep the top half in our hand, and we're just going to go ahead and highlight this from top to bottom. Make sure you work your way in there really good. It's okay if you do not get the roots. Just make sure you get as close to the roots as possible. That's our main goal here. So we're going to make sure it's really saturated from top to bottom. Work your way in there good. All of these strands of hair needs to be fully saturated in order to achieve the look that we're going for. And we're going to just do this until it's fully covered. And in a second, I'm going to show you guys how it should not look. I'm going to show you all how it should not look at the top. So if the top looks like that, like a line, that's not okay. We want to go back in and we want to make sure we work that stuff in good. It should look blended. And then once we do that, we're just going to go in with our foil to make sure the hair is separated. And yeah, we're going to continue just like that. And if it looks like this, it's fine. Just make sure that, is separate from the part that you're dyeing, because when this is all done, it's going to come together beautifully. I promise you. So make sure that you fold this piece up really good. If you need to go back in and put some more dye on the hair, that is perfectly fine. We all, can go back and fix some things sometimes. Make sure the foil is secured, and we're going to go ahead and finish up this last section. So if you come to the section and it looks like this, you're going to make a part down the middle, okay? A normal part. Just separating the next section from the next section. The part should be even. So you're going to see me trying to get this part as perfect as I can. So that's going to be my separation right there. This piece right here. But somehow I'm just combing it out, making sure it's all neat. But somehow this is still too thick for me. So we're going to make this two sections. We're going to go back in the middle, make a part, and we're going to make that a subsection of that section. Now, that top half we're going to put over to the side, because we're not going to color that. We're going to color that middle section. And if you ever come to a section like this, that is okay. The top piece of a section, the last piece of a section, I don't like to color that. I like for that to just be left alone. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and dye the middle. I'm not going to dye the top. So I'm going to go ahead and weave through this section, top, bottom, top, bottom. I'm going to keep the top half in my hand, and I'm going to drop the bottom half. Comb it down, make sure it's out of my way. And this top half right here is the part that I'm going to be highlighting. I'm going to go ahead and work my way from top to bottom to make sure I get all of this hair saturated, because I need my highlights to be popping, okay? I need my highlights to be popping. So we're just going to work this color in really good, really good, until all of the hairs, sorry y'all, until all the hairs are saturated. I know y'all see my baby back there. She just won't stop. So we're done with that section. As y'all can see, I still have a piece that I covered up that last section with. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the left section. I'm sorry, we started on the right. And y'all see what I did there? I went ahead and just combed out the hairline, because you do not want to color the hairline. Get that out of your way. So we went ahead, we already got the hairline out of our way. We're going to make our first section. So this first section is going to be colored. because this is the first section behind the hairline. So we're gonna do the same weaving technique on this side as we did on that side. We just gonna go in and out, in and out, in and out. Drop the bottom, keep the top in your hand, and this is the part we're gonna highlight. So we're just gonna start from top to bottom, work our color in there real good, get as close to the roots as possible, saturate every bit of hair that you're going to be coloring and highlighting, because we need these highlights to pop, ladies. We need to see them. So work that color in real good. Make sure you get close to the roots as possible, and then go ahead and go in with your foil. Tuck it up under there. Make sure it's tight and secure. Make sure all the hairs are covered. Fold it under just like this, and yes, that's how you do that. I'm probably not gonna talk y'all through this whole side like I did that side. Actually, we're finna speed this up like in a second, like right now. So yeah, we just sped it up. So we almost done with this side. We weaving in and out. This is like almost the last section. I'm not sure. When you get to the back, it's gonna start to look a little confusing. Just make sure you still have your sections and your pieces. Everybody work differently. Just make sure you keep up with your sections. I'm gonna color from top to bottom. Make sure I get everything saturated. I want everything highlighted in my section. So I'm gonna just keep working this color in top to bottom. Make sure I go to the back, because sometimes you can color the front and the back of the hair will be left out. So I just want to make sure I get all of that. When I'm done, I'm gonna go in with my foil, wrap it up real nice, make sure it's separated from everything else. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. And this is how it's supposed to look. Thank you so much for watching. If you want me to show y'all how to curl this wig, leave it in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank y'all so much for watching my video. I love y'all.
Just work. Well, I'ma show you how to work, girl. Yeah, I'ma show you how to work. We hit the track, I hella work. And now you show you just how love works. Is it really love or is just lust? She broke my heart, we left a concert. Left from